Kasprovic to Richardson. Edges caught at second slip. Straight to Ponting. And the hometown hero gets the breakthrough. Kasprovic runs away again, and Fleming edges caught. Vaughan takes it ankle height at first slip. And Stephen Fleming, with head bow, departs the middle of the Gabba. 2 wickets into 1 over for the Queenslander. Fleming out for a duck, caught by Vaughan at first slip off Kasprovic. And all of a sudden, New Zealand have slumped to be 2 for 26.
Kasprovic bowls. Stars is out. He's nicked it. He could hear it. He went to drive. Got an outside edge. Well bowled by Kasprovic. He got it up on a length. Stars played at the line. And you could hear throughout Australia and New Zealand on that effects microphone a little sound of the ball hitting the outside edge.
Referee Davison has already taken my name for an indiscretion.
Was it a yellow card, was it?
Yeah, no, it was just a sort of a caution in running. It's Kasprovic. Vich. Yeah. Kasprovic.
Here comes McGrath, and he's inside edging for 4. That's his 50. He went to drive, got an inside edge, went inside the diving keeper Gilchrist, didn't carry, straight down into the turf and flew to the boundary. Sinclair gets a very good half-century. McGrath bowls, that's short, and it's top edge, down towards backward square. He could be caught in the deep. He is caught, he's dropped. He's dropped at backward square. Could not get a proper sider on that as Lehman came in. I don't know whether he got a hand on that. It took him on the body.
Astle, he hits him high in the air, down over long on. Kasprovic is getting back, will get underneath it, and drops the catch. Guiding it away into the gully. They'll get a single as it was well fielded there by Hayden. A throw at the stumps at the bowler's end has hit the stumps by Clark, and Astle was just a little bit pedestrian getting through. The third umpire is going to be called. Astle doesn't look too concerned, but he had to hurry a little bit. It was an excellent throw. Again, Clark has hit the stumps, and Aleem Dar, who was not in very good position, has had the call, and Astle has been run out.
Gillespie comes in again and bowls to Sinclair. Edges, and as he caught low down, Ponting's claimed it at second slip. The umpires are going to confer, I think. Aleem Dar has not raised a finger as yet. Sinclair hasn't left the middle.
He's got his fingers under it for my money.
Well, we're about to find out. The TV camera is zooming in on the scoreboard. Third umpire decision pending, and the verdict is out. And this next one, he opens the shoulders and hits a lusty slog sweep out over mid-wicket for 6. Well, all of a sudden, proceedings being enlivened here in this worn over. 5 for 175 as McMillan takes the aerial route over mid-wicket. And it's 5 for 175, McMillan to 20. Warren to McMillan, who advances, and it'll be stumped. Stranded. Absolutely stranded. It actually left the crease before the ball had left Warren's hand, and Warren just bowled it quicker and actually darted it in shorter. And it spun and bounced away, and he has absolutely thrown his wicket away. He is self-detonated for 23.
Warren in, McCullum forward, beaten by a good one, and appeal for a stumping. He could be out. I think he stretched too far. Gilchrist and Warren are celebrating. Steve Buckner's going upstairs. It looks like the decision's going to go the way of the batsman. We're now going to get that from Peter Parker. It comes up. Out! He's given him out. Well.
In goes Gillespie again. This one driven on the up for his 50. He gets it wide of mid-off. It'll beat Martin down to the boundary rope. And well battered Jacob Oram. 51 not out in a total of 7 for 234. It's always amazing when new players come on the scene. They're always going to be the next player that they replace. The same thing said about Shane Warne. Is he going to be the next Kerry O'Keefe? Well, I think he even exceeded that expectation.
Kasprovic bowls now, and it's chased and edged, and he's out. Straight to Warne and slip. That was a wild old heave from Vittori. Didn't move his feet, threw the bat, got the edge, and a straightforward chance went up. And Kasprovic gets his 4th wicket here. New Zealand are 8 for 264. A fine reward for Michael Kasprovic, as Vittori rather committed suicide there, and Warne took a straightforward overhead catch. So it's 8 for 264. Vettori caught Warren, bowled Kasparovich for 21.
Gillespie pops out from behind umpire Bucknell. Around the wicket on the front foot. Oram steers it on the up. They'll go through for one out towards deep extra cover. Ball gathered there by Hayden. He comes back for 2 and he's got his 100. Well done, Jacob Oram. His second Test century. He removes the helmet and bows the head. Having run well beyond the stumps, he acknowledges the applause and the words coming from Shane Warne at backward square, who's still applauding. Adam Gilchrist has removed one glove and shakes hands with the batsman. He waves his helmet overhead. A terrific innings. He's 100 not out, and it's helped New Zealand to this position of 9 for 327.
Oh, that is a super innings from Jacob Oram.
He faces Gillespie again, and he hoiks this one out over straight mid-wicket for 6. I think it's just cleared the rope. It has. Kasparovich in again. Oram, a big swing. He hits it high and hard, down over long on for 6. Party time for the New Zealand fans listening across the Tasman on Radio Sport. Kasparovich won't like that treatment. He bowls to him again. He takes another big swing. That's a massive 6 over mid-wicket. Oh, that has cleared the fence, let alone the rope. That is a big hit there by Jacob Oram. His third 6 since reaching his century. And there's the 350.
On the bat and jump at the gloves.
He's got such a variety. That's the, I suppose that's the worrying sign for batsmen facing Shane Warne, whose next delivery has a bit of flight about it, and he edges it to slip, and the catch is taken. Straightforward defensive stroke played by Mills. Warne has another wicket, and the catch has been taken by Hayden at slip. And Mills' very good innings comes to an end. Out for 29. It's 9 for 317.
Oh, a very good leg break. Pitched around middle stump, spun. The forward defence just not covering the turn. Warne's happy with that. That's his third.
Here's Mills' next delivery, bowling to Hayden, who's taken on the pattern appeal for LBW. He's got to be close. Given. Mills has his first Test wicket. And he has the prize wicket of Matthew Hayden. Had him back on his stumps. The ball scuttled through. Umpire Aleem Dar had a good long look and decided that Matthew Hayden was to be sent on his way, and Kyle Mills is celebrating what's been a good day for him. He's got the first Australian wicket. It's 16 for the loss of 1, and it's Hayden that goes. LBW.
There's a long on for Langer, who goes back. He's hit on the pad. That must be close. Out. Struck him right in front, and Langer disappointed. He dashes at the traces with his bat as he moves away. And Vettori's got a very good wicket here. He had Langer going back. That turned, and it hit him, from the look of the replay, absolutely plumb in front. It may have hit a crack. In fact, it was turning so much it may have missed the leg stump. But he was hit in front, and after a cursory glance, up went Steve Buckner's finger.
Well, here's Martin bowling to him, and this delivery has Ponting coming forward and driving down through mid-on. Handsome stroke for 4. Nicely in the slot for him. He was in position and just played it. No real power, just timed it nicely down the ground for 4. That's a 50 for Ricky Ponting.
And you wouldn't know he hadn't had much time in the middle of the way he's played today. He's come in and he started stroking the ball well from the start of his innings, and that is a signature Ponting shot. The straight drive, slightly on the onside of the stumps at the bowler's end. Didn't hit it with a lot of power, but the placement and the timing perfect. And I think that's been the greatest improvement in his batting in recent times, is his ability to hit the ball just on the onside of the wicket.
Ponting is 51. Martin bowls to him again. It's short, and he pulled it towards mid-wicket. He's caught! Brilliantly caught at mid-wicket by Richardson. No, by Astle it is. So from bringing up his half-century, he's pulled a short ball directly to Astle at mid-wicket. And Ricky Ponting goes. The third wicket falls at 109. Ponting caught Astle, bowled Martin for 51. That is a big breakthrough for New Zealand.
You can close your eyes and almost hear the crowd and picture what's happening. Lehman is caught behind, is he? Pushed forward to Vettori. He doesn't like the decision. He's taken a while to leave. You can hear a loud thud as the ball went into the gloves there of keeper McCullum. But Lehman is out. Caught behind for 8. Vettori has his second wicket of the innings. And all of a sudden, New Zealand's first innings total of 353 starts to look even more significant. from 13, and down below us, starting his 5th over, is Scott Styrus. As he shuffles in and bowls to Martin, who defends for a single down towards mid-off. Caught a bit napping down there, Kyle Mills, and Martin gets his 50. Big man, the fast bowler. He's on his heels a little bit, Martin realising that. And he waves his bat to various corners of the ground. 50 not out to Damien Martin. And Australia now 4 for 186.
Here's Martin bowling to Martin, and he hits in the air down to third man and is caught. Short delivery has paid off, and he's hit it straight down the throats of Craig McMillan at third man, and New Zealand have the breakthrough after 25 minutes. 5 for 222, and that is a poor stroke from Damien Martin.
Mills' next one is short, and it's pulled away here by Clark down towards long leg. And for the first time in Australia, he posts a Test half-century, and he's done so in his first innings. He gets a single to long leg, and Michael Clark, a career which no doubt we'll be talking about in 10 years in the glowing terms with which we've just been speaking about Hayden, Gilchrist, McGrath and Warren. Well, so it would appear. He's 50 not out, and it's 5 for 236.
Yes, another impressive performance from the young champion to be, and I mean, he's already a champion. He's really shown in his first few Test matches just the quality of the individual as well as the quality of the talent. And well, I have no doubt that we'll be talking in glowing terms, all things being equal, in 10 years' time of Michael Clark and his career.
Vittori, again from the Vulture Street end to Gilchrist. This one he hits more cleanly, and it may go all the way out towards the mid-wicket boundary, and 6 runs. He didn't have to move to get to that one. He just put 1 foot down the pitch and hit with the spin. And that is a long boundary and a big boundary, and he's hit it for 6. 25, 5 for 267.
Martin's next delivery to Gilchrist, short, and he cuts it away. This time he'll get 4 out through backward point. Didn't hit it as high in the air, and as a result, when it did hit the turf, it flattened out and rolled all the way to the backward point rope. There's the 300 on the board. 5 for 303. Clark up to 84 come the end of the over, and Gilchrist is on 38. And now just 52 runs between the two teams. The only wicket to fall so far today, that of Damien Martin, who went up and under down towards deep third man. But unfortunately for him, he picked out McMillan off the bowling of his namesake, Chris Martin, and was caught at deep third man for 70. It's now 5 for 303. Martin to start the last over before lunch, and short and punched away through the covers here by Clark. He beats a diving Vittori. He should get 3. In pursuit is McMillan. It might go close to being 4 as they come back now for a third, and it's gone into the rope. Oh, he still might get his 100 before lunch. He's up to 93 and there's 5 balls to go. We were thinking previously that it was going to be the last over before the interval, but he's 93 not out now. It's 5 for 312. I actually find that as I get older, I'm writing smaller. I don't know if that actually makes sense as your eyesight starts to deteriorate later in life.
I think you might find that in not too distant future, you'll have to start writing larger, not smaller.
Either that or I'll be using my binoculars to read the book rather than look at the field.
And if Martin continues to bowl in this fashion, I think Clark will get his 100 before lunch.
He faces the second ball of the last over, and he hits it high and hard off the back foot. An amazing shot over long on. It pitches like a pitching wedge into the green, and it's come to a halt, and the batsmen come back for 3, and that may well deny his opportunity now. He's 96, but he's at the non-strikers end with 4 balls to go. That was an incredible shot. He went onto the back foot and spooned the ball with a pull shot way out over straight long on, and as it landed like a good shot into the green, it only trickled forward about 30 centimetres after it hit the ground. 5 for 315. Will Gilchrist look for the single here, Greg?
First ball, I would say. He'll drop the ball at his feet and they'll scamper through. Stephen Fleming is in danger of seeing this game get away from him here at the moment. His fast bowlers have let him down with this second new ball. They've bowled in combination a very ordinary spell so far.
Got more information on Harry Graham after this ball from one of our listeners. Martin delivers it and Gilchrist lets it go. An anti-climax outside off stump. He's unique, Harry Graham, regardless of what happens here with Michael Clark, because on our SMS 0417 296 202, Murray from Canberra said that Harry Graham's century at Lords was also his maiden first-class century. So he made a century on debut in Test cricket away, which was his first ever century in first-class cricket. Michael Clark can't boast that performance, and then made 100 in his first Test innings at home. So Harry Graham is in a unique class of one. This next one, Gilchrist pushes straight back down the pitch, and Martin fields. 2 balls to go, and Clark's 96 not out at the non-striker's end.
Two things. Firstly, perhaps they don't want Clark to get his 100 before lunch because he may want to wear his baggy green cap back after lunch. And Harry Graham may have been unique in another way because he may well be the first and only Test cricketer whose father was chairman of selectors. It's only an assumption because if he's gone straight from club cricket to Test cricket.
I was going to say, gee, you know the history of cricket well. Martin's next one is turned by Gilchrist for a single. Out towards Ford's square leg. Hold on to your hats. There's a ball to go, and Clark back on strike on 96 as Gilchrist moves to 39. 5 for 316. Okay, frame a market for us here, Greg. What's going to? How would you lay the odds? A leave outside off stump? How would you factor that into the odds?
Well, I think it'll depend on what sort of delivery is presented to him. I think if he's given some similar delivery to someone that he's received already in this over, I reckon he might just hit it for 4. But on the evidence of what we saw in India, unless he's presented with a gimme, he might be quite happy to just play it and wear his baggy green cap back out after lunch.
They've dropped a third man back now. Deep backward square, deep long leg, just the 2 slips, no gully. Martin to conclude the session. Bowls to Clark, he gets it short. He pulls it away for 4. Out through square leg. A century to Michael Clark. He kisses the badge of his helmet, points to his teammates in the rooms. He's about to join them. It's lunch on day 3. A bear hug with the vice-captain. Only the second Australian in the history of Test cricket to have scored a Test century on debut in the first innings away from home, and then scoring a Test century when he makes his first appearance on Australian soil. The future of Australian cricket may well rest with this young man in the next decade. 100 not out. Gilchrist is 39. Australia 5 for 320 as he leaves the ground to raucous applause. Martin to conclude the session. Bowls to Clark, he gets it short. He pulls it away for 4. Out through square leg. A century to Michael Clark. He kisses the badge of his helmet, points to his teammates in the rooms. He's about to join them. It's lunch on day 3. A bear hug with the vice-captain. Only the second Australian in the history of Test cricket to have scored a Test century on debut in the first innings away from home, and then scoring a Test century when he makes his first appearance on Australian soil. The future of Australian cricket may well rest with this young man in the next decade. 100 not out. Gilchrist is 39. Australia 5 for 320 as he leaves the ground to raucous applause.
Kyle Mills here with the assignment. 2 slips, gully, point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket, and a long leg. He's away from the Vulture Street end. He bowls to Gilchrist. Gilchrist pulls the ball away over mid-wicket for 4. Cop that. It wasn't all that short, but didn't he pick the length? And he was in and under it and clouted it to the boundary. Gilchrist 43, 5 for 324, raising the 100 partnership. Martin bowls to Gilchrist. Gilchrist goes back and runs it into the gully to Jacob Oram, and there's no addition to the score. So they've scored 105 for this 6th wicket, and they only need another 27 to get in front. It's been a little dull all day. There's clouds around, but at the moment the light seems okay. We're looking through tinted glass here, so it always looks a little bit darker, and you'd have to say Steve Buckner's looking through tinted glasses sometimes down there. He gets a bit fussy about the light, a bit precious. Now, Second slip goes to third. Martin bowls. Gilchrist is defending right across his stumps and behind it. And Chris Martin picks up and he's followed through. So it could have been a happier day for New Zealand. Just that, that one judgment that they didn't get when they really needed it before Gilchrist had got to double figures. But as we so often see, once he's into his rhythm, he gets away. Two slips, a deep gully, a man at deep point, cover, mid-off, mid-on, mid-wicket and a long leg. From the Stanley Street end, Martin goes in and he bowls, and Gilchrist is back and he cuts for 4. No one and third man, and that was an invitation, and he took it. And with that stroke, he raises another Test half century. Well played, Adam Gilchrist. And Michael Clark, or Pup as the boys call him, comes down and shakes Gilchrist's hand. He acknowledges the applause, raising his bat. Another invaluable contribution from the Australian vice-captain. 5 for 331.
I'm a flight attendant. Tell Kerry O'Keefe that it happens all the time, but only to the old slow blokes that look like they are affected by booze. The world's turning.
No.
You were getting some support early on your argument from the SMS
I should
audience.
Get more, because it's in the middle, a lot of those numbers.
Better let you go, Kerry. I thought there was a chap out there that wanted you to autograph your book for him, but he's just actually handed it to a mate. I think he's actually read it and he's just passing it on to someone else. So there's another sale that's eluded you. We'll see you again tomorrow.
Again, there's so many dog's ears on my books. One bloke purchased it and 15 have read it.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. Let's go.
And I struggle with alignment. I mean, you flew up, didn't you, or flew across?
Flew across and up.
I'm getting embarrassed. Could our airline ever get the alignment of the seats right? Like, I was in 109B, but I always sit in 108B. And, like, it's halfway between 108 and 109. I mean, have I got a split personality?
Do you choose to sit at the back, or you'll be the last one that dies if you hit a mountain? Is that the theory?
I'm always way back. But I always choose the wrong one. So now, where is this? Right, I was right in the middle of 108 and 109. I think it's 108 today. I'm getting old. So I sit in 108, and then in 108, excuse me, sir, you're in my seat. Oh, no, I got it wrong. 5 times this year, I've got the alignment wrong and been tapped on the shoulder. I think you're in the wrong seat, sir.
Kasevich starts a new over, and Oram on the back foot defends down towards mid-off. Martin fields. There's a point to this, I take it, isn't there? You're coming to something.
Alignment.
Oh, right. OK.
I mean, I love the airline, but fair income, they get it so... Have you noticed that they're not directly above the seat?
I've flown quite a bit this year, and I've never been told I'm in the wrong seat. And I think we fly on the same airline, so...
Yeah.
The problem may be yours and not the airline.
And there's other blokes that have done it. Said, it happens to me all the time.
Kasevich to Oram, and he defends out to extra cover. Mind you, I don't.
97-year-old.
I don't spend as much time in front bars as you do, so I'm not likely to run into the same people.
But no, I'm sure I'm not alone. They just do not have right. Seat 35B is there, and it should be right in the middle of the seat, not halfway towards 36. So you think, hang on, is this 36? You know what I mean?
No.
But it's true. Somebody out there emailed and said, you're dead right.
Kasevich to Oram, and he pulls it in the air. It'll land safely wide of mid-on. They go through for 1. They'll come back for 2 as Gillespie had to trot back, not what he needed late in the day. He ran back towards wideish mid-on to do the fielding. 7 for 242. Oram a little bit risky there, lofting that one out onto the onside. He moves to 58.
Anyway, it's all about it's all about alignment, as are judgments of whether somebody was stumped or not.
Oh, that's what you were leading to.
Yeah.
I just wondered how he got from... No, now you've...
Well,
okay.
Porky Parker must have that. He must have designed the seating arrangements in the airline.
Kasevich to Oram, back and across, defends down towards mid-off, and there's no run. Well, the last thing New Zealand need now is a wicket that's thrown away.
No.
Because they've done it a couple of times already today.
Here's McMillan bowling to him. It's short, and he pulls it and gets 100. Down to deep backward square. It's cut off by Vittori, but it's 100 to Gilchrist, and the crowd are up, and Gilchrist is raising his bat and removing his helmet. Another Test 100 for Adam Gilchrist, and it's been another wonderful exhibition of batting here from the Australian vice-captain. He's still acknowledging the applause of the Saturday crowd raising his bat around the place. Greg Chappell, welcome back.
Thank you very much, Jim. Nice to be back. I got lost in the maze of rooms and tunnels under this new stadium here at the Gabba. It's not.
Where did you end up? Was it one of those? You went into the gents' toilet instead of the place for lunch or something, like the bloke at Lord's?
No, I finished up in the engineers' room at one stage. Getting in was the easy bit. Getting out was the hard bit, because once I got in, the door closed, there was no light. And I mean no light.
How did you get in there?
Just by accident.
You weren't led in there.
No, I was sort of rushing, because I knew there'd be certain people that'd be sweating on me getting back on time, seeing that I'd been given permission to get away.
McMillan's pushed out into the covers here at the start of it over with Gilchrist on 94.
But it was quite funny. I was sort of rushing to get back, and I took a left turn when I should have taken a right turn, opened the door and just kept charging ahead. But once the door closed, that was it. It was like going into the broom closet and not being able to find your way out. So after I'd banged on the door for about 15 minutes, someone kindly opened the door for me.
And in the broom closet, that's out of there. What are the Adventures of Narnia? That wonderful series that for the kids? Narnia, wasn't it? In the back of the wardrobe. They go into the back of the wardrobe, yes. And they disappear into
but
some
at least
extraordinary
they knew they
land.
were going into something a little bit different.
Well, they didn't at first, like you. They didn't at first.
No. So
first time around.
I'm here to tell you I'm not going back.
And they turned the lights out on you.
Well, they didn't turn them out. They weren't on.
All right.
So once the door closed, that was it. I couldn't find my way back to the door, let alone...
Well, if you'd had a seriously long lunch, and I'm not saying you have had a seriously long lunch, you could have gone off somewhere, couldn't you, really? I mean, you could have gone into Imaginationville.
Well, I was in a bit of a time warp, I must admit. And
just being back at the Gabba.
Yes, well, it's not the Gabba I remember, but anyway, it was quite an adventure.
Not
Vittori bowls again to Clark, who is bowled. That's where he's going to get a wicket from. Rather wild stroke from Clark, who came down the pitch looking to go over the top once more. And Vittori has finally had some good fortune go his way. He's hit the middle stump. And the very good innings by Michael Clark comes to an end. He's bowled by Vittori for 141. It's 6 for 438. And I'm sure the crowd will rise, and they've already done so, to give this young player the ovation he deserves as he leaves. Out for 141. Martin bowls to Gilchrist, who gets a short ball, pulls it away on the onside, out towards mid-wicket. He's caught, brilliantly caught out there by Scott Styris. That is a very good catch. It might well have been heading for the boundary as well. But Styris has pulled off a wonderful catch out in the deep to dismiss Adam Gilchrist. And 2 wickets in successive overs for New Zealand has certainly changed the game. They're still 97 runs behind, but another magnificent innings has come to an end. Gilchrist goes for 126. It's 7 for 450.
This next one, another appeal for LBW. They go up, and umpire Bucknell does. Eventually, again, another decision timed with a sundial, and eventually the index finger goes up, and he's got his 4th wicket. 4 for 112, Daniel Vittori. And Warren's brief but entertaining innings concludes with a personal tally of 10.
Martin bowls short, swung by Kastrovic, he's out. Caught and almost dropped by Kyle Mills. He had it, and then he didn't, and then he had it. He hit it straight down his throat, fingers up, in on the chest. He took the ball, he just had a little breather, and then it nestled in. So Kastrovic is out to the bowling of Martin, who's now taken 4 wickets in the innings, 9 for 471. Kastrovic caught Mills, bowled Martin 5. Vittori bowls again, tossing up, and he swings mightily, lustily. Has that gone for 6? It has. Over deep mid-wicket. A big blow by Glenn McGrath. McGrath goes to 25, and it's 9 for 519.
I think you should include Irene van Dijk in your second test, 12.
Indeed, she's scoring well. Here's the next one too with Gillespie.
Tory goes in around the wicket again. A quick ball, and it's lofty blowout over mid-wicket. 4. Gee, just in front of the right. 48 not out, Glenn McGrath. Mark Wall's turned the radio off and has just gone for a walk round the block. McGrath's 48 not out. Gillespie's 43. And it's 9 for 557. He's within 2 runs of what he'll probably think was even more significant than his 8 for 38 at Lord's against England. He could get a Test half-century. He's back over his bat. The Tory delivers to him, and he goes on the sweep. There it is. We'll let the crowd tell the story. 4 through mid-wicket. He's got a smile as wide as the gap across the Tasman Sea between Australia and New Zealand. 52 not out, Glenn McGrath. 9 for 561. Well, he feels embarrassed. He knows that he's seen players in the past wave their bat to all parts of the ground, but for him, he's never had to do it before. What a moment in his Test career in what is game number 102. 61 balls. What a strike rate. 5 fours and a 6. Where were you yesterday when you heard that Glenn McGrath scored his maiden Test half-century as Martin comes in and delivers to Gillespie, who faces his first ball of the day? And he just defends it down towards mid-on, and there's no run.
Just like John F. Kennedy's death. It's up there, isn't it?
It'll rank with that, like when you heard the news about Lady Di, or the fact that Kerry O'Keefe had shaved his head for the first time. Those landmark things.
All those landmarks in your life.
Well, it was
what
the day
were you doing?
The day that Quentin Hull got married. Every time he has an anniversary, he mightn't remember the wife, but he'll remember. He'll
buy
Glenn
a pigeon
McGrath's
every anniversary.
In comes Martin, and this one's steered by Gillespie out to backward point. There'll be quite a flock by the end of their lives.
Well, they're tipping short, but I'm going long. I'm tipping at least 40 pigeons. Some are tipping single figures. No disrespect, Quentin. Good luck, mate, first day. You reckon he's up yet?
Martin bowls to Gillespie, and he's back and across defending down towards mid-off, and there's no run. 9 for 568. Oram to Gillespie, and he's beaten away. He's got his 50. An inside edge has gone down to fine leg for 4. A high 5 mid-pitch, and Gillespie, well, he's ridden his bat, jockey style, down towards the change rooms. Oh, get Kerry, as only you can with his observational humour to describe that. The board says, congratulations, Jason Gillespie, a half-century. He's 52. McGrath's 57. Someone get a shot of that board. 2 half-centuries, 9 for 577. The end of the over. Can you please describe the Gillespie celebration?
Well, it was animated and rehearsed. Choreographed by Jay Gillespie. But he just kept slapping his thigh, walking towards the dressing room, who were out on the balcony congratulating him.
But he had the bat between his legs if he was straddling a horse, and then he was like a jockey hitting the rump of a horse, hitting his own rump as he was dancing down the pitch, saying, "Go you, good thing."
Rehearsals began at 5 a.m.
Yeah, here's the next one from Martin to McGrath, who pulls it into the onside. He's going to be caught at mid-wicket. Yes, he is, by Astle. So the partnership has come to an end. The innings has come to an end of Glenn McGrath out for 61, caught Astle, bowled Martin, and finally New Zealand can take their leave of the field today, having ended what was an outstanding partnership between this pair, and the smallish crowd today rising again to applaud the efforts of Gillespie and McGrath. McGrath disappointed in himself, raises his bat. He's a bit of a cult figure as well, isn't he, Glenn McGrath? And now he races off knowing he's got a bowling job to do. And I suppose lost in all of that is the fact that Chris Martin also got 5 for. And while you might not be happy to have 5 for 152 in a partnership for the last wicket of over 100, it's still a memorable effort from Chris Martin, who has a pretty good strike rate in international cricket. Up goes McGrath again, none for 6 in the first over of New Zealand's second innings, and Richardson is taking the edge and he's caught behind. Ball very low, good catch, first wicket in the first over. Richardson tentative with his prod at the ball, and New Zealand have already lost the first wicket of the second innings. McGrath, fresh from his batting exploits, has the first wicket. It's Richardson caught by Gilchrist. Bowled McGrath for 4. It's 1 for 6.
McGrath in there once again. This one's edged and well caught. Fleming's out. Langer, a very sharp catch, diving low to his right. Got 2 hands to it, and the match belongs to Glenn McGrath. He's got the top 3 wickets in the innings, and this one, the New Zealand captain, out to a very sharp catch to his right by Langer at third slip. Fleming out for 11, and New Zealand have been reduced to 3 for 19. This next one, Astle edges and he's caught. Finally they get him, and Warren's got his 100th catch in Test cricket, snaring that one at first slip. The personal milestones continue to be racked up by the Australians in this Test match. Kasparov has his 5th wicket of the match, and Warren his 100th catch at Test level. And Astle, who lived a bit dangerously in that over, is out for 17. Caught Warren bowled Kasparov, and New Zealand slipped further into the quicksand at 5 for 44.
Warren goes out wide of the crease, and this one is...
That's out.
Out. He's caught behind. Well, it's slip, in fact. Tries to play the sweep, has got the top edge, it's gone over the keeper. I thought it was Gilchrist that had it first, but then it ended up with Hayden, and Oram has been dismissed, 6 for 55.
Well, that was rather an unusual dismissal, because he went down on one knee to a faster delivery, which started to slide in from the leg side. It hit him on the pad, I believe. They started to appeal for LBW, but it hit the back of the bat after it hit the pad and flicked up in the air for Matthew Hayden to complete the catch. But the Australians started to appeal for LBW because it would have hit the stumps, but it had pitched outside leg. Jacob Oram can consider himself rather unfortunate, because it is an unusual mode of dismissal. You don't see many caught off the back of the bat, but when you're hot, Brian, and when you're not, you're not.
Gillespie goes up and bowls, and he's almost caught behind. He is. He's nicked it. McCullum went to drive, and he got an outside edge, and it's gone straight through to Gilchrist. It's 7. Yes, sad to say it. 7 for 69. McCullum caught Gilchrist, bowled Gillespie for 8.
Wide of the crease. Gillespie bowls inside edge. He's out, caught behind.
Oh, he's given
Surely.
it out. He's given it.
Not out. Oh, dear. Well, there was a massive noise then in our effects microphone, and I'm sure that there was an inside edge from McMillan there playing away from his body. The ball jagged back in. An acrobatic dive down the leg side by Gilchrist. We'll get a replay, but my initial reaction on the noise alone, oh, dear, big inside edge.
Well, the Australians are having no luck with the decisions.
Well, that was a massive inside edge. You could hear it clearly, and on the replay you could see the deviation. And Gilchrist had a very bemused look on his face on the replay. That is a big inside edge. And now McMillan's saying something to Gilchrist here. And umpire Bucknor and umpire Alim Dar are walking down towards the batsman. And we don't really need this. Ponting is unmoved at second slip. Umpire Bucknor has walked the length of the pitch, and umpire Alim Dar has come in 20 metres from square leg, and they are both eyeballing the batsman. And umpire Bucknor's raised both palms to the Australian slips cordon, as if to say, cool it. And now he's walking back to take up station behind the stumps. We're just about to finish saying Gilchrist, I didn't see him open his mouth on the replay, made a very funny gesture with his eyes and his mouth as if to say, whoa, how did you give that not out? But he must have, or someone, shouldn't incriminate anyone, someone after that has said something.
Yeah. Well, Steve Bucknor gave it out.
Gillespie bowls again, appeal for LBW. This time he's got him. Gee, how many times in this innings has we seen a drop catch or a decision turned down, and the very next delivery Australia has struck? McMillan's out. LBW to Gillespie for 9. And it is now 8 for 72. And Australia lead by 160. And are just 2 wickets away from going 1-0 up in this best of 2 Test series. But by my reckoning, that's about the 4th time in this innings that either a dismissal has been turned down or indeed a batsman has survived what should have been a dismissal and has got out the very next ball. It's 8 for 72.
Controversy aplenty here.
Oh, Warren gets an edge. It's taken by Hayden on the ricochet. Well done by Matthew Hayden. Vittori's out for 2. He got an edge. It ricocheted off either the gloves or body of Gilchrist and then went up high near the head there, or even above the head of Hayden, and he had quick reflexes, standing almost behind the wicketkeeper. The edge came. It then came off the leg of Gilchrist, went up over Hayden's head. He lurched with arms above his head, leaning backwards, and Vittori's out for 2. And it's 9 for 72.
Warren bowls, and Martin's hit on the pad. That's out. The finger is up from Alim Dar. Warren gets another wicket, and New Zealand are all out for a very mediocre score. And Australia have won by an innings and 156 runs. New Zealand all out for 76. One of their lowest scores against Australia. And the umpires and the players shaking hands as the Australians congratulate each other with some back slaps. And that was an LBW decision that anyone on the ground could have given. He was right in front. The ball was straight and he missed it. And up went the finger of Alim Dar.
It was